Hello guys and welcome back. This is Mr. Siege. Now, I don't often apologize and I don't often, say sorry or say I was wrong. If I'm wrong, fair enough, I will say I'm wrong. And you know what guys, I'm not going to start apologizing today, especially for something that I have not done wrong. So, if you haven't watched my last video, maybe you should go and check it out. I had a lot of remarks in the comment section from Fire Camp, who I did say, were crying a little bit, I guess. I told them to just get on with it, go and fight in KVK. I know the matchmaking was poor, and things have arisen since that video, and the comments in the comment section were very, very helpful. Actually, it has given me a gist of the camps in our KVK, what's going to happen, and where everyone sort of stands right now. Now, in terms of matchmaking right now, we are going to be allied with Earth, and Fire are supposedly allied with Wind. And again, go and check out the stats in the last video. But now I realise that Wind are pretty much not going to fight because they've got a definite deadweight Imperial Kingdom that they're supposed to, it's in their camp. Now, they aren't going to fight, and they're not going to be any good by the looks of it. But let's go and have a look at this post that is on the Rise of Kingdoms group, 20 hours ago. Obviously, I'll be releasing this video in a couple of hours, so, it may take maybe 22 hours then. If you do want to go and look at it, though, obviously, go and check it out. 228k members in this group, so a lot of you may be members already. And Fire actually put this message up about the diplomacy of Kingdom 1900, which are obviously from Earth Camp, and they're obviously not very happy. So a little bit of moaning going on here about the way diplomacy has been conducted, and especially against 1900, which I guess is the main camp in Earth Camp, which we'll obviously have to go and look at. But so yeah, in fact 1900 are here, so let's go and take a look. And yeah, they've got the highest KP in that camp, so I guess they are going to be camp leaders. 3379, who this actually post is from, are on obviously the other side here. So Fire have got the alliance with the most KP, this KVK, nearly 1 trillion KP, that's 3379, who are basically doing the moaning. Earth have got the second biggest kingdom in terms of KP with 800 billion KP from that 1900. Obviously, I don't think you can see it on here. So they've actually put up this information from a chat with 1900, which obviously a diplomacy chat, and Stafer from 3379 obviously wanted to get in touch with 1900 to discuss diplomacy before the KVK started, presuming that they were on our map, I believe, as you can see here. So 1900 obviously is Earth, and 3379 is Fire, and Fire have the problem right now. They're the one with this post. Earth did originally say about doing top versus bottom, which was totally unrealistic. So Fire and Earth have the most KP out of the 4 camps, and a top versus bottom is just way outrageous, really. It's just not even competitive, a pointless KVK. And to be fair, once Earth found out this information, once they got together the actual stats of all the kingdoms and camps, they said, look, Diagonal's going to work better, and in terms of KP, power, and stuff like that, it actually wasn't too bad. But like I say, in light of 3060 actually being a complete deadweight Imperial Kingdom, then anyone really allied with Wind is kind of pointless. I don't think you're going to get a fight out Wind at all. So personally for me, a free-for-all is the only option. Now, I don't think anyone likes the idea of a free-for-all. As far as I'm aware, we're all right with that, even though we're the 3rd strongest kingdom, so the 2nd weakest kingdom. Not 2nd weakest kingdom, 2nd weakest camp. And we're okay with it. As far as I'm aware, we will fight regardless, and if Fire want to fight, absolutely fine. But they're actually saying they're going to sit out this KVK now, which is absolutely crazy. Now, obviously, originally Earth suggested top versus bottom, and they pulled out from that idea. And later, once they found out the information, actually 3379 from Fire Camp, even when they got the results for the KP, deads and everything like that, they still suggested a potential of top versus bottom or left versus right. And left versus right is definitely better than top versus bottom. But in the sight of obviously 3060 not actually fighting at all, or being a completely farm at Imperial Kingdom, then again, I don't think left versus right is fair. I don't think diagonals is actually that fair, me personally, because it's basically 2 versus 1. If Win don't fight at all, which I kind of get the gist they won't. However, what is worth noting is that 3060 are doing really well in pre-KVK, but again, pre-KVK doesn't really mean a lot. We're ranked 4th at the moment, 3069, and we were told not to train too much because obviously if Fire don't fight or Wind don't fight, then we're not going to kill any troops, and obviously we don't want to be in a higher seed than we need to be. You know, we're already pushing the boundaries at the moment. Now, what I do find interesting is Fire are willing to throw out comments on Facebook, bombard me with comments on my last video, which I think you should all go and have a look at, moaning about the matchmaking. But I believe they were against the free-for-all KVK, which I do believe is actually the best option because the matchmaking was terrible. You know, Wind and 3060... at least 3060 should not be in this KVK. They shouldn't be in any KVK. There should be something like you have in Ark of Osiris and Osiris League, that if a kingdom goes to KVK and they don't fight, they should be punished for it. They shouldn't be allowed to enter into next KVK, or even banned from KVKs altogether. I don't know, but something needs to be in place for these kingdoms that are going to register for KVK, if they even did, or they just had to. They had to be registered for KVK, forced on it by Lilith, I don't know. If a kingdom just wants to sit there and farm, why even allow them to register anyway? It seems absolutely pointless to me. But if Fire are firing out all these comments on YouTube, Facebook, and wherever else, you know, you're happy to say you're going to sit there and farm all KVK, but, you know, where's the fight? You're happy to fight on YouTube. Common fighters in Zone 5 when Pass 4 opens. You know, we're a weaker kingdom than you, but we are willing to fight you because we want to fight. That's what Rock is all about. So, yeah, come and fight us. We're ready for you. If we win or lose, we don't care. We don't want an easy KVK. We want to be able to get fights and, you know, increase our kills and reduce some power. To be honest with you, we need to reduce some power. We had a bad couple of KVKs where people didn't want to fight. Kingdoms didn't want to fight us. Other camps as well. You know, that was for another video. Let's see what happens this KVK. I'm hoping I can actually do some content this KVK. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So Fire, leave your comments again in the comment section and tell me what you think to this video. And again, other kingdoms, you know, what do you think to Fire's response? Go and look on Facebook. Do you think they are just crying? And, you know, it's a 1 trillion KP alliance. Surely they want to fight. Are you going to take it just to sit there and farm more KVK and go in next pop? You know, you've got the opportunity to fight a weaker camp in terms of, you know, KP, I guess. Like, we want to fight. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Again, I'm not going to apologise because what I said in the last video wasn't wrong. Fire did suggest doing top versus bottom. It's there and clear to see in the Diplo chat. And, you know, I was just saying what I've been told from my diplomacy team as well. So this is me, Mr. Siege. Hope you enjoyed, and bye-bye.